Hello and welcome to my video, How to Publish a Book on Amazon in Just 3 Easy Steps. My name is Karen Brown and I'm an author, coach and publisher. I've published around 100 books on Amazon now, so I know a thing or two about it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the 3 easy steps and I'm going to create a book and publish it on Amazon just to show you how easy it is to do. Okay. The first step is to create your book insert. So to do your book insert, you actually need a manuscript of your book. I build my books in Microsoft Word, but you can use other programs like Scrivener, and some people actually use PowerPoint to build books, and there are a few other programs you can do that depending on the type of book you want to create. Alternatively, I do have some book templates already created on my website. If you have a look at my website, coachkarenbrown.com/book templates, and you can find different templates there that you can download, just add a book cover to, and publish your book. Easy as, quick income, no time at all. Okay, so before you even think about your book insert, you actually need to think about what it is you're going to create. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be creating a notebook from one of my templates, and I'll show you how easy it is to adapt it to a book insert. Okay, if you want to write a novel, that's fine. You can use the basic manuscript, basic templates. You can use that. You just have to pop it onto my website and you can upload that. Or even download that. Okay, so that's the first step. Second step is to create your book cover. So for every book, there's a book cover, and for Amazon, they need a separate file, preferably in PDF, for both your book cover and your book manuscript. You can build one yourself on Canva. You can use PowerPoint and you can use Photoshop, whichever way you want to do it, or you can get someone else to do it. And sometimes I use Rebecca Covers on Fiverr. She's really good. She knows what she's doing, and she'll get it to you in 3 days, and she'll only charge you €15 or $15, and whatever the conversion rate is. So it's really, really good value, and that might be the only cost to you if you want to use her. And then the step 3 is basically to upload your book onto Amazon. So with the Amazon, there's actually just 3 pages to complete. The first page is about your book details. The second page is uploading your manuscript and your book cover and then checking it's okay. And the third page is to set your pricing. So at the end of the third page is a button that says publish your book, which is fantastic. It's lovely to be able to do that. The only thing with Amazon is when you do it, you need to set up your account first. So if you go to kdp.amazon.com, you just log in using your existing Amazon username and password, whatever that might be. It will say you need to create an account, so it will ask for your personal details, your bank details, so you can be paid your royalties, and it will also ask for your tax details to avoid paying US tax on those royalties. So if you're in Ireland, you'll need your PPS for this. If you're in the UK, you'll need your national insurance number. So this is my website where I have some book templates. Sorry, the dogs are going. I don't know what's going on there. So I've got different templates. So there's a free book one, and you can actually use that for novels and everything like that. And we've got different notebooks that you can see, and you can go onto each of the individual pages and have a look on there. So what I'm doing is I'm going to use the Angel notebook that I created, and with that, I'm going to change the Angel and add a cute little bulldog, and then I'm going to create a book cover using Canva, and then I'm going to upload it to KDP. Okay, so on Word, here's the Angel notebook I've created. Sorry, my brain's not working at the moment. Okay, so it's created in Word, very, very simple. It's got US accounts, 3 months to a page, and then it's just got lines on there with a margin and this cute little angel on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that angel to a bulldog. So to do that, I'm going to take you to a website that I absolutely adore, and this is Creative Fabrica. And in true Blue Peter fashion, there is the clip art ready for me. So I've got it and downloaded it. I've downloaded it already. You can see here it's got commercial usage allowed. With Creative Fabrica, this is a place where a lot of creatives will upload items for people to buy. I actually have a subscription, so I get everything free because I pay once a month for it. But they've got things like fonts, all sorts of fonts, graphics. They even have pre-made KDP interiors for you. There's crafts on here, there's embroidery, and they've got bundles and all sorts of stuff. There is loads and loads of freebies that you can download. And then each day they do discount deals where you can get something for $1. Okay, so if you wanted to, you can get inspired and do a little Christmas themed notebook with a cat or some penguins. You've got Christmas paper patterns here that you can use. And one thing that you can actually do with the stuff on Creative Fabrica is create things like cushions and t-shirts. Okay, so you would have to get the license for print on demand, but you can actually set up a Shopify website linked to a company called Printful. And on Printful, you will upload the images that you want to use, select what kind of items you want to sell on Shopify using that. So you can upload an image, put it onto a t-shirt template, and sell the t-shirt on Shopify. That's just a different way of creating money or earning money using stuff on here. So there's some fantastic stuff, and it's, it really gets the creative juices going when I go on here. I can create so many books on here, which is why I teach people, because I can't create them all. Okay, so I've got my bulldog, and if I go into my desktop, I've actually downloaded it already, so it comes as a clip, as a zip file. So if you don't know, if you want to right click on the zip file, click extract all, it will unzip it and you'll get the files. Okay, so there's my file. So you can go in there and just make sure, and there's all the little images, and they're so cute. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into Word. Okay, you are going to love this very, very simple trick. So if I go into Insert, actually what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make this smaller so you can see the impact it has. So you're going to go to Insert, and I'm going into the header, and I'm going to edit the header. And what this does, it allows me to go into the background. So what I have here is I've created two sections. So you can see it's section 1, section 2. They're not linked together, so it's great in that respect, because if you have them linked together, the changes follow through. And what I'm going to do is I have this set up with odd and even pages. So it's just a tick box here. Okay, so I'm just going to take this one up. But if you see, if I delete that one, it's gone on every other page. Okay, and if I insert a picture from this device, and I'm going to use it for my desktop, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to choose the cute little, yeah, I'll use that one. Just choose that cute little bulldog. Okay, and it's come right out. So what I want to do is I want to bring it to the front so I can play with it. Okay, and now it's on the front and I can move it around. So I'm going to make it much smaller. So if you go to the corner and you can see where you got the two bits, and just make it small. Okay. And then I'm going to center it a little bit. So you can do a line center and it will align it properly. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grey it out, because with Amazon, if you've got any colour in there, the cost is actually quite a lot. So if I have a look at that, that's very cute. Now, the thing with Amazon, the thing with Word, when you're doing your book, you have to remember that every odd page is a right-facing page and every even page is a left-facing page. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rotate my little bulldog and flip it so it faces that way. Okay, and if I take that angel out and I can copy this one, paste it in here. Okay, I'm going to align the book to the center, and I'm going to rotate it back on the horizontal. I'll just make sure they're aligned there. Okay, and if I come out of here, you can see that in the background now you've got all these. So when somebody opens their book, a notebook, that's the left-hand page and that's the right-hand page. What I could do is I could move them outwards, and actually I might do that because I think it would look better. I'm just going to go back into Edit Header, and I'm just going to move that one over a little bit, and move that one over a little bit. And I'm going to close that. Okay, so my little bulldog's there, and it's very okay. You could have it on just one page if you wanted to. You just choose what you want. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to export it as a PDF. So I'm going to export, create PDF, and there's a little setting that we need to use first. So if you go into options, you need to optimize for image quality, and then when you publish it, don't want to save it as an angel, so I'm going to do it with a bulldog. And I'm going to save it to my desktop, and I'm going to publish it. So you can see at the bottom here, it's starting to publish. So whilst it's doing that, because it takes a wee while, okay, so this is the clip art. You've got loads of stuff on here. You can have digital papers and all sorts. So that's basically my manuscript. For my book cover, this is the lady I tend to use, Rebecca Covers. She has loads and loads of reviews. She's usually got 100 books on the go, and she's fantastic. And you can see she starts at €4. She costs around $15 for her book covers, and she's brilliant. As you can see, she's got 12,000 reviews. That's how many book covers she does. So she knows how to do this. She's brilliant. Okay, so that's my recommendation for her. If you wanted to find some images for your book cover, then Unsplash is a place where you can actually find photographs that are commercially available to use for commercial use. So I had a quick look for bulldogs, and there's some really cute images. You're looking for an image that is portrait, so it's longer than it is wide. Okay, so, and I've actually downloaded this image here already. You can also use deposit photos, but you do have to pay for those. And again, if I was going to do a notebook, I might do something cute like this one. Very, very funny. Okay, so I'm using Canva, and I've already set up my template, and it's 12 by 5.31. That's 12.531 by 9.25 inches, and that's the right size for my book cover. Okay, that just comes with experience and practice. There is a tool that Amazon have that you can download, but I just don't have time to get into it at the moment. Okay, so to create a book cover on Canva, I've got the canvas already set up. The first thing I'm going to do is add a spine. So to do that, I'm going to use square, rectangle, and just make it very thin. So and I'm going to center it, and you can tell it's centered because there will be a little pink line, and there you go, that's all centered. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a grid. What this does, this is actually for a photograph, and you'll see how it works in a second. So I'm just going to just resize that so that it fits there, and I'm going to do a duplicate. So that's this button here. And move it across. And that is your very basic template. Okay, you can actually add text in there. So with the book title, I would use a subheading. So your book title, and you need to make it about size 10 font. The font to white. And what you can see is that it's going across at the moment. So what I need to do is I need it to go down. So if you look, I'm going to just change it so that it's 90 degrees. Okay, and there you go. So that's my book title. And again, center it. You can create a duplicate and put your author name on there. And that's essentially a template. So if you want to add a photo, then you can use a photo, and all you would need to do is grab the photo, drag it over just above, and it will take the photo for you. So whatever image you're going to use, then you can do that. And in Blue Peter fashion, here's a very simple one that I created earlier. Okay, so I'm going to download it, but I'm downloading it, downloading page 2. I'm just ticking that one. I'm downloading it as a high quality document, so PDF print. Okay, and I'm going to download that. Okay, and it's downloaded. Okay, so I've now got my PDF and I've got my manuscript. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pause this a second to move that out of the way, and I'm going to put that, going to upload it to Amazon. Okay, so I've just moved that onto my desktop so that it doesn't interfere and doesn't show any confidential stuff on that. So now I'm going to go into KDP. Oh dear. Typical. Okay, so I'm going to go into my bookshelf. So when you create your account with Amazon, you'll get a little notice up here saying you have to update it. Okay, so once you've done that, you can now do your books. So you have two options. You've got the Kindle ebook and a paperback. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the paperback. Okay, so you can put in your title, so whatever it is going to be. So I'm just going to call it Journal, and it is cute. Helps if you can type cute or journal. It's not part of any series. Okay, I'm the author, and I can put in a description. So, bulldog. I own the copyright. So when you're doing a description, one little trick you can do is if you have the bracket, you can actually do things like add headings and page break. So BR is a page break. It's really important. If you do loads of information, then it will put page break in there for you and make it much better. Put that back. Okay. So I own the copyright. You can put in keywords, so you can do dog, journal, dog notebook, bulldog, and so on. You've got 7 keywords to describe your book, so you can use words and phrases. You've now got categories. So when you choose your categories, you've got different options here. So we're going to do non-fiction. And we're going to do, let's see if there's animals. So there's nature, pets, there you go, pets. You've got dogs, and you can do breeds, and you can do, language arts and disciplines, and within that you've got journalism. Okay, so save that one. Now, next thing is adult content. There's no adult content in there, so we say no, and we just save and continue. So Amazon will give you a free kit ISBN, so just assign that, and that will do. And then the publication date, you just put in the date today, it will just leave it there. If it was an ebook, you could actually put the date in the future and people can pre-order it, but you can't do that with a print book. Okay, you've now got your print options. So I always go with the black and white interior with white paper, and the paper size is correct, but you have a whole load of choices on there. So you've got the popular trim, I'll put my teeth back in, popular trim sizes, the non-standard trim sizes, that is A4 there. And you've got lots of different choices. So you can be fairly flexible, and if it isn't there, you can actually choose your own as well. Okay, and then you can choose your bleed settings. I tend to go for bleed because the image is outside the margins of the book, then you need to have the bleed because it's essentially bleeding outside of there. Okay, and I tend to have books that have images right to the edge of the paper, so I always have that done. And you've also got the cover finish, which is glossy, and I think that just looks much better. So then we just upload our paperback manuscript, and if we go to desktop, then that's my manuscript already. So it's going to upload it. And you can upload an image and create your own cover, but we've done it already ourselves. Canva, so I'm going to upload my cover. And now what Amazon gets you to do is it gets you to launch the previewer. Okay, and what that does, it makes it essentially combines the front cover with the manuscript and shows you what it would look like, and then gets you to check it for quality issues. So it checks it anyway, and it will point them out, and you'll either get to approve it or not. So I'm going to launch a previewer, and it's going to save everything that's being uploaded. And what it does then is it will go through this whole process of combining it, and it will sort of take a few minutes to do that, depending on how good your Wi-Fi is. But it just goes through this whole thing, and it will send you for a cup of tea or make a cup of coffee and maybe a sandwich. So this just gives you the complete overview. This is me doing this live. Hopefully everything's okay and there won't be any problems, but that's just what happens. Sometimes, you know, you do get issues that come through, but I've used these before, so I'm hoping that, fingers crossed, everything's okay. So at the moment then, I've shown you my book templates, how to edit it using stuff from Creative Fabrica. I've shown you where to get a professional cover done with Rebecca Covers that I use. You can use other people on Fiverr. I just find her very reliable. I've shown you where you can get free covers for your book. So Unsplash is great. Deposit photos, you'd have to pay for it, but you do get a virtual license. And I've also shown you how to create your cover in Canva. So it's not just checking the fonts and it's just going to go through this and go through this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause it for a second. It's just really, really boring otherwise. Oh no, it's saving it. Typical Blue Peter fashion. There you go. So you can see this is my journal, and if I click on it here, you can see what it looks like. Okay, so you can see that. Now, I have a problem here because these lines are where the image should be, okay? And it has to be within there. Because my little bulldog is there, then Amazon would object to it if it was without bleed. Because it's with bleed, it doesn't. So if there was a problem, it would show it here, okay? So I can actually approve it because it will let me, because I've set it up for bleed. And once you've done that, it will tell you the price of the book. And this is the thing that blows people's minds. So this is the cost of printing of the book. This is how much Amazon will charge you for your author copies. So that's about €2, £1.90. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll save and continue. And this point is the third page, and this is why I set my price. So I'm going to keep it fairly cheap, and I'm going to put it as £6.99. Amazon tell you the minimum price that you can do that based on that, and now you can see the cost of the printing and the royalty. So how Amazon works it out, they take the cost, the list price, take off the printing cost, and then give you 60% of it. So the 40% is their cost of selling your book on Amazon. Okay, you can put it for expanded distribution. If it was a novel, that'd be great, and the royalty would be substantially less because the royalty is then going to the bookshop that's getting it. Okay, you've got 7 other marketplaces, so you can go in and change that. So you can make that $4.99 if you wanted to, and you can make that $5.99. Through them. And that one's okay. Change that. 99. Okay, that's all done. Everything's fine. Okay, you can now, if you wanted to, you save it and then request a draft of that printing proof of the book, which would allow you to check everything and make sure it's fine. Personally, I would recommend you do that because I've done this and used this template before. I'm not going to. I'm just going to click on publish your paperback book. And that is how easy it is to publish your book. So this is my video on how to publish a book in 3 easy steps. First step, create your manuscript. Second step, create your book cover. Third step, upload it to Amazon. So I hope you find that useful. And if you'd like to work with me, just connect with me on Facebook. I'm Coach Karen Brown. You can connect with me via my website, coachkarenbrown.com. And I'm also on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter, all of it under Coach Karen Brown. So I hope you found this useful. At the moment, I'm going to be building a course to teach people how to do this in a little bit more detail. If you'd like to sign on as a beta tester, excuse me, the cost is €97, and I'm recruiting people at the moment to do that. The course will be eventually at least €347. Excuse me. when it goes live. So if you're interested, just give me a shout. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for taking the time to watch it.